Hello, I'm Kate, and welcome to Perfect Party in a Box. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive right into today's topic. 7 tips for saving your marriage. Advice for saving your marriage. Today I want to talk about 7 tips that can help your marriage even if your spouse wants a divorce. There's an old saying that first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes happily ever after. This is the whole story, right? Well, not quite. Couples will often relax a bit after they've tied the knot, and they often find themselves puzzled that the fairy tale is slipping away. Many people think that marriage is about marrying the right person. So when things start to go wrong, they think they've married the wrong person. And it's true that you want to marry someone compatible with you, but marriage has less to do with the right person and more to do with doing the right things with the person that you are with. In other words, marriage is a work in process, not a finished piece. That's good news. So if your marriage is going through a rough patch, try these tips to bring back the happiness you crave in your marriage. Tip 1. Analyze yourself. Common sense tells us that it takes 2 to save a marriage. That sounds right, but it just isn't the truth. If your spouse still hasn't completely given up on the relationship, it is possible for you to make adequate changes in yourself to save the marriage. It will not be an immediate fix, but it is almost inevitable that a partner who is still invested in the relationship will see the positive changes that you have made and respond positively as well. A marriage communicates in a response stimulus pattern. This means that when you do or say something to your spouse, that is a stimulus, and your partner reacts or responds, then you react to their reaction, etc. During your relationship, the two of you have created a pattern of actions and reactions. Since there are 2 of you in the relationship, when one partner changes their behavior, it will have an impact on the reaction of the other and change the dynamics of the entire relationship. When one stimulus changes, there will be an entirely different reaction. The new reaction will create another new response, and if this occurs often enough, a new behavior pattern will emerge. If the new actions and reactions are positive, the relationship will move in a positive direction. If you developed a habit of disrespect towards your spouse, then he or she will develop a reaction to cope with that stimulus. If you show respect to your spouse instead, your spouse won't need to react to that, and the reaction will change. Simply look at your own behavior in the marriage and how you can change and improve it. Look at how you communicate and what bad habits you may have that seem to kick up arguments. Look at your relationship and notice which parts are working and which parts aren't. Imagine what a perfect day in your perfect relationship would look like. How will the 2 of you interact? Create a plan to incorporate these ideas into your relationship. Write it down. Create reminders for yourself of what you are working towards. I don't want you to get overwhelmed by this. It can be a huge project. Just break down the issues that are in your relationship into small bite-sized pieces and start moving forward one piece at a time. When you do this, you will be able to change your attitude, your spouse's reactions, and your marriage will start to turn around. Tip 2. Give yourself some time. Marriage is about giving, but just don't give too much. This is a mistake. In order to have the kind of marriage that you want, you need to take some time for you. You need to set boundaries and make a priority the activities that make you whole and happy. What kind of activities do I mean? Things like rest, relaxation, fitness, time with friends, etc. Scheduling time for yourself is not selfish. It is a necessity. This will strengthen your relationship with your spouse because you will have a healthier, happier version of you to bring to the relationship. When you want to start this conversation with your spouse, don't start with the phrase, "I need space," or you will send alarm bells off like crazy. If your spouse hears this, they will be wondering if they are crowding you too much or if it is code for something more dire. However, needing space isn't only a bad thing. When you allow you and your partner to have time for yourselves, it will give you a chance to cool down or reset. It can also give any problems the 2 of you are having some perspective. It may even be a key to resolving this crisis. Tip 3. Don't let money rule the marriage. Money is often a huge source of marital conflict and is one of the toughest to resolve. Money is something that many couples worry about and argue about constantly. Disagreements over money can stem from any number of sources. If one partner earns significantly more money than the other, resentment can build as the higher income earner becomes the money police. The lesser earning partner may feel guilty about spending money or bitter about the unequal income. Money can be used and abused for power in a relationship. Money can be a proxy for other points of disagreement or unhappiness in the marriage. Money isn't just about dollars. It also represents control, self-worth, or freedom. It can be used as a reward or a punishment. And opposing objectives or attitudes towards spending and saving can cause a great deal of upset. If you and your spouse are starting to hassle each other about money, it's past time to have a serious conversation. It is vital for a couple to make a plan to manage their money. Whether it's combined or separate doesn't matter nearly as much as that there is a plan and that both people are part of the decision-making process in order for the process to run smoothly. Just don't let this money talk turn into an argument of its own. Keep it civilized and take a break if things get heated. Tip 4. 3 sentences or fewer. What does that mean? When you need to ask your partner about something that could be interpreted as nagging, limit the request to 3 sentences. Fewer is better, if you can swing it. This may sound strange, but it is a huge help when you need to be assertive, not aggressive. When you keep a request that short, it is almost impossible to use sarcasm or blame, and it is much more likely to keep your spouse's attention while getting your point across. When you make a request, keep an eye on your body language. Smile, use a warm tone, and positive body language. Tip 5. Take a time out. If the atmosphere is getting tense, instead of standing your ground, take a time out by walking away and getting some air. We all want to win, but winning a fight in a marriage is never the point. If you need to talk about a tricky issue like sex, housework, money, or the kids, it's easy for the losing partner to lose control of their emotions and escalate the issue. The next time you start sniping, take a break and return to the subject when both heads are cooler. If you can go into an important conversation with a calm and clear mind, you may be able to avoid an argument completely. Tip 6. Make time for intimacy. Intimacy is an important part of marriage. It is also one of the first areas to suffer when the relationship is in trouble. Many couples cite the lack of sex as a source of unhappiness in marriage, but few realize the psychological effect of frequent sex in a marriage. It can seem frustrating and counterintuitive to try to bring intimacy back into a marriage when you just aren't feeling it, and it makes sex seem like a heavier burden than the actual issues that have caused the rift in the first place. You may both feel like focusing on having more sex is just pressure to perform. But romancing your love isn't punishment. It's a secret weapon to saving your marriage. I'm not talking about forcing you to have unsatisfying sex. I'm talking about having a conversation about your needs and desires. Tip 7. Don't hold a grudge. Let go of past hurts. To do this takes commitment. It may sound easy, but it's not. Here's an idea of how to try to let go of the hurt. Write everything down on a piece of paper, every negative memory or reaction in your marriage. Then set a timer for however long you think you will need to wallow in the pain and misery of these grudges, and then let it go fully. While the timer runs, savor those feelings of righteous indignation. Get angry about your spouse's bad attitude. Do what you need to get sick and tired of those feelings. Once the time is up, decide not to think about them ever again. These grudges have lost their usefulness, and there is no way to go back in time and change what happened. Toss the list away, shred it, symbolically burn it, and let it go. You will feel relieved and lighter for releasing all that negative energy, and you are also opening yourself up to a clean slate, a fresh start. That's it for today. I hope you learned something new and have gained new confidence in trying to improve your marriage. Thanks for spending time with me today. If you enjoyed today's video and tips, please click the like button below. To make sure you never miss a video, click on the subscribe button. See you in the next video.